Rockford's home for Classic Rocks 96.7. The Eagle Double T special guest on the phone with me from East High School, the head football coach and athletic director, Gary Griffin. How you doing today?
Hey, man, it's a great day. Grandma used to always say, when you wake up, it's all right.
Well, I know the football season probably didn't end how you wanted to, but congratulations on a great year for the E-Rabs.
Well, we appreciate it. Our kids worked really hard. We went to a game on Friday night. It was pretty cold, and they were pretty darn good. So, yeah, you're right. It didn't end like we wanted to, but, it's going to end well because all of our kids are going to have an opportunity to go to college and do things that they want to do, and I guess that's what it's all about. We took this job. I took this job and built a staff of guys that understands that it's not always about winning and losing football games. It's about creating great young men, and the winning helps.
And that's what I've been seeing about you, and I read around town stuff about you, is that it is more than just a game. It's about building young men that have futures.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. This is the 21st year that I've been doing this, and I spent a lot of years in the inner city of Milwaukee, and it's my whole mentality and the way I thought about it was it's an opportunity for me to take a game that kids want to play and Jedi mind trick them basically into understanding what it takes to be, a good father, a good husband, a good community member, a hard worker, a team player. Those are all the things that we want to do while we're teaching a sport of football. It's a great opportunity for kids to really because you got to be tough. I mean, football is not a sport where you can just go out and participate and not really be a tough kid. So to take those tough kids that sometimes have troubles outside of the classroom and outside of school itself and line them up and get them working at the same pace all together is what it's all about.
I saw the video that Pablo Corona did about you guys and the doing your own laundry. Talk about that a little.
Well, somebody's got to do it. We usually play a freshman game on Thursday, a sophomore game on Friday, a varsity game on Friday, and then this year we started playing JV games on Saturdays. So we only have 3 sets of uniforms, and so it's a whole lot of washing going on. And then at the end of the week, after Saturday's game, we put them all in bins, and on Wednesday nights we take 4 or 5 guys with us, and we head down to the laundromat and wash the clothes and eat pizza and kind of hang out, talk about school, talk about things that are going on and their lives and that kind of thing. And we try to take different guys all the time. Some guys volunteer all the time because they want that pizza and they want to hang out. and some guys we kind of have to twist their arm a little bit to get them there. But once they get there, they love it, and it's a great experience for us.
Where does this team fit in E-Rab history?
I don't know if you can compare different eras. I mean, it's like comparing guys in the NFL. Who's the greatest player ever? Mm-hmm. I would tell you that we were probably not as good as some of the other teams up front. Some of those teams. I mean, you look at the 70s teams, and heck, 5 or 6 guys on those teams all played Big Ten football. Mm-hmm. It's just a different era. The 85 team with John Brown and Sprite Matthews and all those guys, Kelvin Malone and Anthony Wilson, we can't compare to those guys. All we can do is line up and try to beat the guys that we see every Friday night. I would tell you it's awesome to be a part of the 5th team to ever make it to the playoffs. I'll tell you that. And we learned some valuable lessons. We learned how hard it is to get to the playoffs. Sometimes people forget that every other sport in the state, you get to go to the playoffs no matter what.
Right.
And in football, you don't. So, you get to you make it in football, it's like making it to a regional championship in other sports. You win a first round football game, it's like winning a regional championship in other sports. So for us, we know what it takes to get there now. Hopefully we can keep that moving, and now we just have to start working on what it takes when you get there, because it was night and day from what we've seen all year.
What helped change the culture at East? Because there have been some bad years and some bad seasons, and it's hard to get out of that.
Well, I don't know. I won't take credit for us changing the culture. I mean, we did what we said we would do with the group that we had. We came in with a pretty good group of freshmen, and those kids just did everything we asked them to do. There's 21 of them. Sorry. Trying to get me to work. They did everything we asked them to do for the last 4 years, and I sat down with those guys during their freshman year, and I told them, I said, this year on varsity we want to win a game. Next year we want to win more than one game. The third year we want to be knocking on the door, and the fourth year we will be in the playoffs when you guys are seniors. And they believed me. They worked hard in the weight room. Scott Greenfield did a fabulous job with our kids in the weight room over the last 4 years. And, the one thing I would tell you is that it started really with our lower levels. I mean, we haven't had a season where we haven't won at least 4 or 5 games on the sophomore level and the freshman level since I've been here. This year was the first time that every team has been above 500 at the same time. So it's a time, it's a process. It takes time to people think you just come in and you call plays on Friday night. I think most people think. I think they play a little bit too much Madden. But that's the very, very minute part of it. I mean, that's 2% of what we do. The football part of it. It's 98% getting kids to go to class on time,
right?
Be responsible, get the grades, be respectful at home. One thing I can brag about is that I've been here 4 years, and we have not had one discipline referral in the 4 years that I've been here out of our kids. And it's because they want to be a part of something, and they understand what we're trying to do with them and what we want them to be. And we don't have a whole lot of rules. Our only rule is do right, because then I can manipulate it and yell at them and get after them any way I want to. And our kids have done that, and that's why we had a very, very good year this year.
It's also difficult to get kids to come out and do things and be a part of, a team.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. I can tell you, when I was a kid, my mother had to make us come in the house. Kids, a lot of kids don't want to be out in the hot sun. And I tell our kids all the time, if they had problems when we weren't doing well with other kids giving them stuff and that kind of thing, and I tell them all the time that, listen, if everybody could do it, they'd be out here doing it. Everybody can't. It's a difficult game. It's a tough game. It's a lot of hours in the summertime. It's a lot of hours after school, second semester. It's a responsibility. It's a job, and that's why the numbers from high school football shrink drastically to college football, shrink drastically to the professional level, because it's a full-time job, and it's starting to get like that in high school. So those kids that don't want a full-time job, they don't participate.
I'm talking to Gary Griffin. He's the head football coach of East High School and the athletic director. So were there a lot of seniors on this team this year then?
Yeah, 21.
Wow.
21, yep.
So
and out of that 21, 16 of them we've had since day one, and they played all 4 years. We had a couple kids who had never played before, and they came out, and we have that every year. It's been kind of cool that we've had seniors that have never played football before come out and play football.
So what is it looking like next year then?
Well, I don't predict anything, but I tell you that we're very, very excited with our younger groups of guys. Our freshman group did very, very well this year. Our sophomore group did very well, and our juniors are about as good of a team, as good of a group of kids as we've had since we've been here.
Talk about number 37.
Well, we lost a coach last year, and actually today's his birthday.
Oh wow!
It's bittersweet. That guy, it was a good guy. Worked hard for us. Our kids loved him. The coaching staff loved him. He played at Northern Illinois, a Cary Grove kid. Played at Northern Illinois, and we wanted to do something that would be a little different than what everybody else does. Mm-hmm. You always get helmet stickers and you do those kind of things, but we thought if we had a kid who exemplified everything that Alex talked about all the time, and that kid we could do something special with that kid, and we put him in a 37. So this summer we ordered 3 sizes of black 37 and 3 sizes of white 37, and all year the player of the week before wore 37 the next week. So it turned out pretty good for us.
Well, congratulations again on a great year. I enjoyed coming out and watching you guys this season. You really won me over. I look forward to many more years of E-Rab football. And let's stay in touch. I want to keep up with the team and see how everything's going.
Hey, absolutely. Anytime, my man, anytime. Come out to practice. You know, we open the doors to all of our alumni, to anybody that wants to come out. You know, we just, our goal was just to make fellow E-Rabs and past E-Rabs happy, you know, and proud of something. And we always like to get the school year started well. And we just thought, if we had a great year with football, man, does that help the school year start well?
Well, good luck, and good luck with all the rest of the sports. I know these end, and then a whole bunch other ones start.
Oh, they're all coming, baby. Basketball's coming, and boys swimming, and we got them all, and wrestling. They're all coming right now.
Coach Gary Griffin, head coach of the East High School football team and the athletic director, thanks for taking the time today.
Hey, thank you.
It's Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7, The Eagle.